We have all heard that in order to succeed in life, you should move in one direction. That only makes sense. If you move in different directions, you might not finish any of them. However, at the same time, there are more and more topics on the web related to side hustles. Don't you find that a little bit contradictory? Like, why choose and why start a side hustle if you need to stick to just one direction, one calling, one profession, one job? Now here's the thing. Not everyone is the same. Wow! If you haven't officially met, hi, my name is Olga and this is my channel related to work-at-home careers, IT trends, online businesses and such, so make sure to subscribe and click that notification bell to not miss all the new comings and be the first to watch my new videos. And if you're a veteran here, welcome back, Top Gun. Back to why you might not have found your true calling. We millennials are passionate about so many things whilst being pushed by society at the same time that in order to succeed in life, we should choose to pursue just one direction, one profession and stick to it in order to be successful in this life. But what if not everyone can or want to be a specialist in just one field? This is where multipotentialites come into play, and they are people who are equally capable in different fields and different directions, more often than not related to each other. Can one be an entrepreneur, a creative director, a software engineer and a singer at the same time? Or can one be a hacker and a fantasy writer at the same time? Let me assure you, they can. Our world is filled with specialists who are very good at what they do. With the world changing so fast, however, we also need people who have vast experience in different fields to solve the problems creatively, assisted by specialists' knowledge. And another reason of there being more and more people who are passionate about several careers simultaneously is the increased lifetime and increased opportunities for our generation. Ours is a generation that has so much more opportunities than our parents had, or let alone grandparents. Previously, children just took professions after their parents, more often than not. They took the professions after their parents, and that defined their destiny and their future till the deathbed. Nowadays, it's very, very difficult. First, increased life cycle, and second, so much more opportunities that you can take and sometimes simultaneously. Now, before we go on, please let me know in the comments, have you ever felt the urge to choose several professions and having several career paths? And what would they be? Now, how do you know if you're a multipotentialite or a failure? Now, here are 9 signs that tell you that the reason you don't have one calling and that you can't choose one calling is that you're being a multipotentialite. Let's go. Now, the first sign is very obvious, and that is you are talented at many things that are not connected. Like your hobbies and your main profession might not correlate with each other, like a doctor and a fantasy writer, okay. A software engineer and a singer, great. A musician and a mathematician, super. So you might have even several hobbies where you are equally talented at. Now, the second sign that you're a multipotentialite is you always look for ways to fill your creative mind space. You just can't keep your hands free. You need to keep your hands busy and your mind busy. Now, let me explain here. This sign means that you cannot hold your creativeness back. For example, I myself, when I have 1 hour that I have, for example, to wait for my kids while they have their studies somewhere and they have to wait for an hour for them, I don't just scroll my newsfeed or read a book. I open my laptop, which is always with me, and I start writing. For example, if I don't have a Wi-Fi connection there or any mobile connection there, then I write scripts, I write books, I work on offline projects that I can work on, and so on. And if I have internet connection, it's even easier. I work on my online projects and I check my mail and so on and so forth. I cannot hold my creativeness back. And if I have spare time, I rather dedicate it to creating something more. And same relates to flights. Have you noticed that some people during their flights, they watch TV, they relax, they read magazines, that's totally okay. But some people just can't relax and they need to keep their mind busy. This is the crazy type. I myself can relate here, because when I have spare time in the flight, and we all have spare time in the flight, I open my laptop and I start writing my book. This is where your creativeness comes into play. Now, the next sign that you're multipotentialite is that you have a very vivid imagination. You can imagine all the goals that you want to achieve, and you imagine them in bright colors, and you can achieve them, and that actually makes you a great problem solver. The next sign is that anything that offers knowledge, new knowledge, catches your attention instantly. You are a great learner. You love to learn beyond everything else. You love to learn, and the thing that you love the most is to grow yourself professionally and personally. This one is the good for you, but that can also have its pitfalls. You might become a constant learner and never doer, and you have to prevent that. So, the next sign that you're a multipotentialite is you have a sense that you don't belong to the world as it is today. You might even have a feeling that you were born in the wrong era, because you don't understand people sometimes, and people sometimes don't understand you. The feeling is always there, like you don't belong. You don't belong anywhere. The next sign is that you're a multipotentialite is that you may even believe that you switch between the jobs often is because you're trying to find the right career fit. Now, while this might be true, more often than not, the actual reason behind this is that you keep feeling like something is missing, so you're eager to try new tasks and jobs. My advice is you should find a job that is out of routine and varied. Now, the next sign of you being a multipotentialite is that you love traveling to new places and you love new sorts of adventures. Now, you're the sort of a person that has this urge, not just, I would like to visit some places, but an urge to travel and to change things, otherwise you will be bored. That is pretty natural for multipotentialites. Now, the next sign of you being a multipotentialite is that closed spaces and monotonous tasks kill you. You are not created for routine tasks, so make sure that you have your space. Small rooms and crowded places might make you feel anxious. Since you can feel all the energies, it gets overwhelming when they are all together in a small place. Now, the ninth sign that you are multipotentialite is very important, and that is you feel like you have a purpose in this life, but you cannot completely define what it is. You feel that the universe has a special plan for you. You know that you're not like the others, but it's hard for you to define your purpose. You just know that you are meant for great things and you have to trust the universe. But this, let me tell you, this doesn't help. Just choose several goals that you can work on, goals that you think are worth working on, and that's how you solve this problem. Because otherwise, you risk of staying in one place and not achieving anything. So to sum it up, who is a multipotentialite? Multipotentialite is a person with different talents not related to each other. At each of them, he or she is equally capable and equally talented. That means that that person can have multiple career choices, and that is totally fine if you have those multiple careers in the same time, if you handle those multiple careers in the same time. It is very important for multipotentialites to learn new things constantly, to learn and to develop constantly. This will make the urge of changing careers easier to handle with, and most importantly, you need that. You just need that. Like food, like air, you need to learn new things, to embrace new things, because otherwise you will be bored and depressed. Now let's move on to the second part of today's episode, and that is how to define the best career option, the best career path for you if you are a person with multiple talents where you're equally capable at. And before we do that, make sure to hit the like button and grab the daily planner. That is free, and the link is in the description below. If you're a multipotentialite, you're gonna need that. Now, the first career path that you can find, that you can choose, that you can follow is to find a job that is multipot friendly. Now, what does it mean? Some companies already offer positions that imply different set of skills and different activities, multiple activities at the same time. Like a person who has different set of duties. Like one day you're writing, I don't know, a sales script, another day you're having a call with a client, another day you're writing a report, another day you're participating in meetings, and so on and so forth. So if you're multipotentialite, having a role that implies different sorts of activities every day will be a blast for you. So make sure if you find it, make sure to grab it and stick to it. Now another career option that you might have is specialize at work and multipotentialize somewhere else. And this is actually the option that most people go with, and I myself also have gone with this option. Like during your working hours, try to concentrate on your working tasks and do whatever is required for you to receive your salary and reveal your potential outside of your work. That was how it was with my corporate job. When I spent hours doing something that I didn't like, I was like, oh my, I'm wasting my life. And afterwards, after the work, when I worked on my side hustles, I was so happy. I haven't felt tiredness, exhaustion, or anything else, because this is where I actually did what I loved, and this is actually what revealed all of my talents that I haven't used on my primary corporate job. So this might be a nice option for you. So work and specialize on your workplace because you have to put the bread on the table, and multi-potentialize somewhere else, not because you need some extra money, so I don't mean you freelancing or something, but because you feel an urge to do something different than your 9-to-5 job and to reveal your potential somewhere else. So this might be a nice option, and then you might make that side hustle your primary job. The third way of defining your career path if you're a multipotentialite is change the use of your time. If you feel like you're wasting your life at your corporate job and you cannot take like 10 hours of continuous boring tasks that you don't love, don't enjoy, and don't feel any sense in doing, then change the use of your time. You can either continue and pursue your traditional career but make it part-time, or you can go remote, and then you will have more opportunities to work on your side hustles, on your hobbies, on your interests that bring joy to your life. Again, that was the case with me when I left my corporate job and went remote for 1 year, and that gave me such an ease of mind that besides my remote job, full-time remote job, I also started 3 more ventures. It might even give you a different perspective, though a strong advice to consider this one when the urge to make something different becomes excessive. Whatever works for you, choose it and make it work. Being a multipotentialite doesn't mean that you have to waste your life throwing yourself in different directions and not achieving anything anywhere, right? Set your goals in each direction and reach them one by one. For example, today you're working on this direction, then tomorrow you will work in that direction, then in a week you will work in that direction, but set definite goals in each direction and reach them, otherwise you will waste your life. Make sure there is a takeaway in each career and each hobby that you choose, both for you and for people that you have a direct impact on. For example, if I write my book, I make sure that it has a positive impact on people who read it. And of course, it has a positive impact on myself because first I reveal my potential, second I let my creative energy flow into this book, and third I make some money out of it. But this should be very important that you have some takeaway, you yourself personally and people who you directly impact. For example, if I create a software product, I make sure that I solve the pain of other people so that they actually enjoy using that product. That's how it's supposed to be. You must create something that is important for you and for people that you're interacting with. Some successful multipotentialites examples for you, Top Gun, to cheer you up if you feel like you belong to this category. For example, Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, Aristotle, Eleanor Roosevelt, and many more. Take Da Vinci, for example. He was an artist, a mathematician, an inventor, and a writer. Roosevelt was the revolutionary first lady, a writer, and a great humanitarian, awesome woman. And more importantly, they excelled in all. Thanks to these multipotentialites, we are able to witness and enjoy their great achievements and contributions to humanity. Humanity needs you. Okay, with that being said, next week we'll discuss some more career options that you might be interested in, either for yourself or your children. So make sure to turn on that notification bell, click like if you haven't already, and see you next Wednesday. Bye!